We're back for part 2 of our trip through Route 64 through Arkansas, US Route 64. And we're starting the day in Pottsville. If you remember part 1, we ended in Russellville, and kind of a bigger city for the tours that we do. But we're starting just on the east side of Russellville in Pottsville. And pretty historic place. They're obviously decorated for Christmas here behind me, but this was a stop on the Butterfield Overland Mail route and stagecoach route in the 1850s and 1860s. And so this was a very important place. And behind me is the Pottsville Inn. And people would stop here and get a rest as they head west. And so very interesting place. You can see right here where they have this old inn, which is a museum now. It's right next to the old downtown area. We're maybe a mile from US 64. When they built the interstate, they put a exit there, and so the kind of more of the modern businesses are up there, but this is where the town originally was. You can see where the railroad passes right next to town, and pretty cool, kind of frozen in time downtown, and neat place to get our day started. We're gonna go about 90 miles east and hopefully find some more historic little towns like Pottsville.
You're gonna have to watch your head, but it's really low coming in.
Oh, nice.
Father had collected through the years.
Oh, wow.
And his family is the one that set up the display. After the Indian Removal Act,
You can see where Pottsville is there in the middle of the screen in relation to Russellville. And as we head east, we're still going to parallel Interstate 40, and you can see where the river is to the south, through a few small, medium, and larger towns. And then as we get over here towards Conway, we're going to take a little detour to an old settlement. Menifee down that way on 64, and this is old Highway 64. Eventually the road gets blocked off. This is from the other end. But it's cool to see they got some of the old highway still there. Got a little lumber operation going on here. But this goes back out to regular 64. Now that we're out of Conway, we're going to head east, and things open up a little bit as we kind of detach from Interstate 40, and just a lot of smaller communities and dots along the map. You can see where 64 splits right here, and we're going to go on the northern business version so that we can hit a couple of small communities. More kind of open driving as we get towards the end of the day here, and you can notice where my highlighter went is a little bit different than where it says 64. So 64 kind of joins on with that blue highway, and that's 67 and 167. But we're gonna go on 367, which will go through these smaller towns, and I believe that's probably the original route of the road in this part of Arkansas.
The mystery is unraveling like scenes from a movie. Dozens of U.S. Environmental Service crews spent the day picking up the birds, walking between homes and climbing on people's roofs with protective hazmat suits and breathing masks.
Nobody knows. You know, I asked these guys who was out here picking them up, and they don't seem to know anything. Nobody knows anything. Just kind of freaked everybody out.
Finishing up our route, Garner, Higginson, and Kensett, and then we're going to stay the night in Searcy. We made it to our destination for the day of Searcy, Arkansas. That's where we're gonna set up shop. But before we rest, we're gonna check out the Pioneer Village. This looks really cool. Just kind of open. There's nobody here, but let's go check it out. Remember we went through Garner earlier today. there's their depot. I'd say finishing up here, Pioneer Village is kind of an appropriate place to end. We'll show you the town of Searcy, or the city of Searcy. It's like 23,000 people or something, so decent size along this route. And but it was an interesting day. Everything was along the railroad, and you saw, I mean, it was like right along the railroad in some cases. You saw how like the downtown was literally right there. Even saw a couple trains coming by today. And more, I guess you'd say, like traditional old kind of towns that were built along the railroad, that like where I'm from in Kansas, you'd see a lot of stuff like that. So I really enjoyed it. A lot of old historic buildings, some abandoned, some that kind of had been revitalized and brought back to life, and but very interesting histories all along the way. So we got one more leg of the trip. We'll be finishing up at the border of Tennessee over there by Memphis. And yeah, part 2 of 3 done. Hey, thanks for making it all the way to the end of that video. And since you're here, let me tell you a little bit more about the extras on the channel. One of the first things you can do is become a member. There are 3 levels of support. There's supporter, producer, and executive producer levels. All 3 have different levels of fun incentives and perks. If you haven't done so, please check out travelwiththewiseguy.com. There are lots of extras on there to explore. One of them is merchandise. We have Travel with the Wise Guy coffee mugs, Death Go Round t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and all sorts of fun things to show your support of this channel. Also on the website is a custom Google map. I've dropped pins in every place I've visited and linked the episode to each location. This seems to be a very popular feature for many of you. Also, sign up for my free newsletter that goes out about once a month. There are all sorts of links and tidbits on this page, old videos, podcasts, and just about everything I can think of I throw on the website. Get all that information on travelwiththewiseguy.com. Now for the real reason you're here, the outtakes. What's over there? Kensett, Arkansas, kind of a cool little town. Got a park here with a train car and a death go round. Like McDonald's here. Could put this in a McDonald's playland. Good solid construction, good paint scheme. We're gonna give it a 7.7. I'd say swinging here at Pioneer